everyone, my name is Jordan Roth and I will be doing an informative speech on how wolves became dogs. Did you know that your dog was once a 150-pound ancient predator? I myself love dogs and I know a lot of people do too. Nearly half all households in America have a dog, and I know most of them consider them family. And me myself, I'd like to know my family's background, so I did some extensive research into this topic through expert-written journals and reports to better inform you guys on the topic. I'll be going over how dogs have evolved over the years, how we first met them, how they're still changing today, how different breeds came about, and how the modern dog formed, and how you can see that in your own dog today. First of all, it's widely agreed upon by scientists that dogs first met humans thousands of years ago from gray wolves. There's two main theories on how this happened. The first is that they followed humans for food, and this is backed by the journal Deciphering the Puzzle of Dog Domestication by Z Zong from 2020. This goes into detail about how dogs that followed humans were able to digest starch, which is a human food, and wild wolves were not able to. The other theory is that we took wolf puppies before they were able to have adult wolf behavior, and this is supported by the journal How Wild Wolves Became Domestic Dogs by Jeffrey Cohen from 1997. This talks about how today you can see adult dogs have the same characteristics that wolf puppies have. Now that you've learned about how we first met, I'll talk about how modern dogs came to be and how you can see some of the changes they made in your own dog. So a common theme you'll see is that dogs have been changing for thousands of years for a human benefit. Some of these specific changes go back to the journal, How Wild Dogs Became Domestic Dogs, and you can see that some specific changes that wolf puppies have in common with dogs today are they also have floppy ears, and only wolf puppies can have floppy ears, though adults don't. You see that in some dogs today. And also wolf puppies lick their mom's mouth when they're hungry, and you see adult dogs do that today too. Some other changes you can see here, they're a lot smaller since they don't have to hunt as much. Another interesting thing that's changed is that I saw it from a TV show a while ago that people with Williams syndrome and dogs are very similar. You can see here people with Williams syndrome have part of their chromosome deleted and dogs have part of their chromosome added. The disruption of these genes causes friendliness and hypersociability. I found this in journal called Structural Variant in Genes Associated with William Buron Associated with Hypersociability in Dogs by Bridget M. Von Holt from 2017. Also, now I'll go over how dogs became specialized in their own breed and how they're still changing today. So the American Kennel Club recognized 7 different groups of dogs, and these dogs were all bred for specific purposes. These dogs are sporting, which are for retrieving game for hunters, hound dogs for smelling and finding people, working for moving things and guarding, terriers for hunting rodents, non-sporting for they're just an all-around dog, and then toy dogs, which are generally smaller, more for companionship, and finally herding dogs, which are been used to herd animals like livestock. Dogs today are still changing. I read a study by Royal Society called Dogs Recognize Dog and Human Emotion, and it goes to show that dogs are becoming increasingly better at detecting human emotion. And also you can see here service dogs. They are becoming more popular to help people with disabilities. You can see they're still changing. This bull terrier 100 years ago was much skinnier and had a smaller nose. Now it's a lot bigger. Now I'd like to leave you guys a few things to remember my speech by. Generally take away from it that dogs have been changing for thousands of years for our benefit. Went over how dogs and humans first met, how modern dogs came to be, and some of the things you can see in your own dog, and finally how modern breeds came and how they specialized and how they're changing today. And just remember that even though your dog was once an ancient predator 15,000 years ago, they have been changing for thousands of years with the end goal to be able to sleep all day and not have to hunt. And I'd recommend all people to try out dogs. They have a lot of benefits, and they've been changing all this time just to fit in with us better. Thank you guys all for listening.